I wanted to just take a second, and I normally don't do videos, but I'm going to this time. I find it hard to comprehend that some still believe that Ted Cruz and John Kasick have a chance to win. There's no chance at all. None. Why they haven't done like Fiona and Carson and some of the other ones that were there, Rubio, if there's no possible chance to win, drop out. It's obvious that the American people have spoke through the votes. And, I know some of you are going to be mad. I'm going to get dirty wording from this. But, freedom of speech. And there should be no reason why anybody should get mad other than if Hillary gets elected. But other than that, with the states that are still remaining, there's only one person on the Republican side that can win. That's Donald Trump. Washington, the politicians, the media, they're all pretty upset and scared of Donald Trump. That's how come you hear all this garbage about him. They know if he's elected, he's going to go in and he's going to clean house and put terms on politicians, which I believe all politicians should have terms. There's politicians that are taking up seats in Washington, D.C. that are in their 80s and that have been there for years and years and years, and they're stuck in their ways from back in the 60s and 70s and 80s. Well, we've reached a new millennium, and it's time to move ahead. The United States is dying. We're the laughing stock of the entire world. It's incredible that we would even consider having Hillary Clinton as president of the United States with the email scandals, Benghazi, which just literally, we won't go there. You don't want to hear my rant about that. But when it comes to the last few states, there's only one person that can honestly and fairly win with the delegates. That's Donald Trump. It's going to be the first time that we've ever had the opportunity to vote for somebody that is not a politician. A lot of people are afraid of Donald Trump because he's an extremely powerful man. If you honestly follow for yourself the facts, dig into Google. Everybody does. If you don't know what the price of something is, or when something closes, or what car make, we Google everything nowadays, and we've got it in the palm of our hand. Google the facts and find out for yourself. Don't listen to what media says, because media is bought and sold every day. There's a few elite that basically run media, and they tell the people what to say. You have to have an FCC license, Federal Communication. All right, federal is in charge of what we can and can't say. They set the boundaries, and they can also tell us what to say and when to say it. I'm sorry, like I said, if some of you get mad at me, but there's no possible way that Ted Cruz or John Kasick can win honestly. They cannot get the amount of delegates that they need to win the spot as and represent the Republican Party as a candidate for President of the United States. If we don't do this, the so-called establishment, a group of people, are going to pick who they want to represent them. And then the American people don't have a voice at all. And then everybody's going to gripe and complain and, it hurts my feelings. And you know what? there's a lot of Americans that had to sit back and eat a dirty sandwich for the last almost 8 years and watch this country be torn apart, watch the military belittled, our own very military, which if we were attacked on American soil right now, we'd stand a pretty good chance at losing our country. People just don't understand. They want to listen to what the media says. You need to wake up and you need to find the facts for yourself. Don't listen to what your group of friends has to say. Make your own choice. Stand on your own 2 feet. Find the facts out for yourself. Don't depend on Fox or all the other media groups. It's just find out for yourself. You have no idea the importance that it is. There is no such thing as a Democratic Party or Republican Party. It's who's best for the job. I used to vote straight Democratic ticket years ago, but I can't do that anymore. I have to go down and do my own research and find out who I feel is best for the position, all the way down to the state level, all the way down to who's in my county. And I don't look at a Democrat or Republican ticket anymore. I see who's best for the job, and I do research. Yeah, it takes time. Voting is a privilege, but it's a right. And if you don't go out and vote, then you have no right to complain about who's in office. I vote every time I'm asked to vote because I'm an American. Immigration? Yes. My wife is Australian. You want to talk about legally coming into the United States? It's extremely expensive. I understand why immigrants want to sneak across the border. But the thing of it is, don't harbor them. Send them back to where they came. Let them come into this country legally. Let them take the steps that my wife Kelly has had to take to be just a permanent resident. Yeah, just because she's married to me, it's not automatic. And as a matter of fact, the immigrations department that I found hardly no Americans work in, they're all foreigners, they told me, because I told them I wanted respect because I'm an American and she's my wife. They told me if I don't like it, I could move to Australia and live with her. They don't need me. And that's our immigration department speaking to an American and a veteran at that. Back when I was in the military, I was proud to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. The vow I take and the vow I took has no expiration date. Don't tread on me. And least of all, wake up, America. Your future is at hand. Don't depend on what other people say. Don't listen to what I say. Find the facts out for yourself. Instead of Facebooking or Googling what's going to be at the movies this weekend, why don't you take a few minutes and Google the candidates? Why don't you see what the real truth is? I'm voting for Donald Trump because we definitely need some change. We need some positive change. There's no possible way that Ted Cruz or John Kasick could win. Yeah, fine guys. If they'd be leading right now, yeah, great. But they're not. There's no possible way they can win. The only reason that they're in here now is to try to ruin the only person that can win. All I'm asking you to do is do your own work and see for yourself what the true facts are, instead of relying on the media and Facebook polls. You know, I guess everything is true on the internet. I don't think so, but that's just me. Wake up. This country is all but dead. there's not much blood left to bleed. We've got ISIS breathing down our throat, the Muslim or the Brotherhood of Muslims. We've got a lot of foreign countries that would love to own this soil, just simply because they know the potential of the greatness of this country. But we're hurting. We're hurting bad. Do your own investigative work. Take the time to find the truth. It's out there. I just hope whomever gets elected, I hope they do turn the country around. Because if the wrong person gets into office, we're doomed. And you and I and our children are going to see the very end of what once was the greatest place in all the world to live. There's many men and women that have gave their life for your freedom. Don't piss on their graves. Stand up. Be proud of America. Find out for yourself